Hello everyone, Speed Demon here, and welcome to this Civilization VI stream. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Since we're going to be getting going here, there's some things we're going to be working on to get things going. This first objective in this particular episode, ideally this will be the last one as Ramses, because we are actually getting closer to the culture victory. So we can take a look here. We are now technically in the lead. We have a long ways to go, but we're producing culture and we're getting there with the tourism. We can see here, based off the previous episode, we did get a couple of these national parks built in adjacency with each other, which is really good for a couple of reasons. One, that's going to be generating constant passive tourism. So this is great. You can see generating 24 per turn and then 15 per turn here. We can improve this area a little bit by adding some of these woods tiles around here, and this will just increase the appeal a good bit. So we're going to go ahead and do that as well. This unit here will need to go over here, and we need to get started on that. We also want to do a few things because we have quite a few of these builders. One of our main objectives that we're going to want to consider specifically is going to be to try to get ourselves set up eventually with a good neighborhood, and eventually afterwards building the biosphere. And biosphere is one of the best culture victory types of wonders to be going for, and here's why. It's going to be a long time till we can get there, but once we get computers, we're going to make an effort to go after this. The reason is, as we can see here, additional power for all offshore wind farms, solar farms, wind farms. That's actually doubled. I don't know why it says that twice. I just noticed that. Geothermal plants and hydroelectric dams. This building and these improvements provide tourism equal to the power output. Plus one appeal to tiles adjacent to rainforest and marsh in your empire. Not a bad thing for us. That's actually going to help our appeal throughout our empire a good bit. Must be built next to a river adjacent to a garden district with a conservatory. Actually they changed this particular wonder. Okay, so with the gardens district, they actually changed that a little bit. Now it's gardens for that. That's cool. We could actually do that. We need to set up a river, or we need to set up a garden somewhere, and then set up a conservatory eventually, and then do that. So that's going to be a goal for this episode as well. That's going to give us a lot of passive tourism, especially in these tiles here. We can make some really good tiles in this area and really start developing. We have 11 trade routes being used right now. We can take a look here. We can see that we actually have a pretty good setup. We have a lot of trade routes being given or sent to a lot of different civilizations. If we go to the tourism overview mod here, we can see that a lot of these ones here, as we notice here, this little spot right here, this is for tourism. This is for trade routes that are being sent to that specific individual civilization. We are only missing Shaka, and we are going to be trying to ideally do that soon. So once we get over to that position, we'll be getting closer. We are in a good position eventually to try to potentially get this city converted. I would like to convert this city over. That would be a good city to convert, because then we could actually reach Shaka's empire, and that would be an easier way for us to get going. We've got some good alliances. Actually, I want to go ahead and renew an alliance with Shaka, so let's have a look here. Actually, we will do this. Research alliance, we'll do 1-2-1-2. 2 gold per turn. That's fine. We have plenty of gold output. We're doing very well there. So we are off to a good position to work with. What we want to be doing is we want to continue getting more tourism and more culture output. We can see here we have quite a few works filled in. However, we want to get that better. Now, this city is one that we inherited right here. This one actually came with, besides having a fort, it actually came with a campus with a library and university. This is great for us. That's naturally giving us a really good amount of science tempo in the city. We can see here that city is getting 18 science output. That's a lot of science for us to be getting for free. And it has a fully built theater with 2 adjacency, and the fact that it's got everything we need. Now, if we decide that we're going to go ahead and go to these antiquity sites, we can actually quickly save up money and buy an archaeologist and just taking them around to these different tiles. Say this tile is being blocked by antiquity site, boom, there goes that antiquity site, boom, there goes that antiquity site, and then we can go ahead, plant woods around here, and make this area even better. So that's what we're going to be doing. We have a lot of work, but we will get there. We have quite a bit of things that we want to work on. This looks good. A lot of these tiles are all purchased, or all these builders are purchased, so we're good there. We have some very good cities to work with here on the west end. They're smaller cities, however. They are cities that we could work with. The loyalty in the city is very positive, 34, so even with cultists coming in, they shouldn't be able to convert us, I don't think. And Minotaur is an ally, so we don't need to worry about any wars or anything, even though I do see military units. That's not technically a concern. 3 era score until we get ourselves a normal age, 24 turns until a potential, well, until the next era. That'll be going into the atomic era, and then we have the potential to go for a golden age. We need to get 17 era score, so we are going to have our work cut out for us. However, it is something we can push for. In order to achieve that, we do need to try to consider getting maybe another wonder. So we have 1 wonder on the way, and let's see here. We are 9 turns away from Mausoleum, so this is a good one. That's actually going to be giving us potentially permanent increase to Great Engineer charges, so that's going to be helping us a lot. So I'm very happy with that. That is... Ooh, this is a great one. Provides 1 appeal to any tiles that it owns. That is actually insanely good, because I'm going to plug that into that city ideally, and Akatakan is going to have some disgusting appeal. Like, look at that. It's +8. That's 8 right there. 4 right there. 4 right there. And that should be another 8. Yep. So that's 16 and 8, so that's 24 total in this one. This one's a bit lower. This one actually could be made better. This is already, like, that's such a beautiful tile, man. That is just such a beautiful tile. And then to increase this area by putting woods tiles down, that's only going to improve this area more, provide more yields to these cities, and really help us get growing. Now, this city is in a great spot to grow. I mean, we have 12 population potential, which is disgusting. And not to mention the fact that we have the ability to grow more because of this beautiful aqueduct. See, Ethiopia went through all the hard labor of developing a fantastic little city here, and it just converted over for us, and we have very good, very good control of it. We're going to continue pushing that, though, because we do want to try to make this better. This isn't going to be easy to try to take cities over, so we do have some, you know, a very small military. As we can see here, we can technically go after, but the position here is better left to the spies. Use the spies to our advantage and go from there. So let's see here. Let's end the turn. That's 2 gold. I'd rather get that going, at least so that tile has something there, because an extra couple culture and faith, it's not much, but it's something. We will need to work on our faith generation, though. That is something else we're going to need to do. We're eventually going to need to maybe try to consider building a couple more holy sites, and just kind of just have those cities, those smaller cities that are using holy sites, just specifically do holy site prayers. Not so much for a religious pressure standpoint, but specifically more just so that we have more faith generation, because rock bands are going to be our bread and butter for trying to push for the culture victory. So we are going to be making that effort. We do have a couple aluminum tiles, as we can see here. There's one, and there's another one as well, semi-nearby. So it's actually looking really good for us. Okay. Did get another era score, so we're just a little bit closer. Trading post established in a new civilization. Alright, so let's see here. There we go. That now confirms that we have trade routes for every single other opponent's civ, and we have a really good setup here with open borders. I'm not too worried about the differential with, or difference with the governments. That's pretty normal. Most of the time, I always expect that to be different, especially because in this stage of the game, I'm going to be coming closer and closer towards getting set up with some of the later game ones. We can see here, If we were to go for digital democracy, this is going to be the one that we want to push for in the end game. That is going to be basically the primary goal, and one of the primary goals for end game, I would say like end game civics. And the reason for that is the +2 culture per specialty district and +2 amenities in all cities. It's fantastic. Don't really care about the combat strength. I'm not worried about wars. It's not too much of a concern. We do want to eventually also be trying to push for other things, including like environmentalism. The reason why I'm pushing for social media, right here, 50% tourism output to civilizations where we have a trade route. This is a huge improvement for us. And not only that, collective activism, +5 culture per every city-state you are part, or you are suzerain of. We have 5 suzerainties, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yep. And we can take this one back if we wanted, and take that one back once we get some more envoys. So we're actually in a pretty good spot. And that'll improve as we get further in. So we're looking good. I'm not at all worried. We're looking very good. I'm going to go ahead and place some of these woods tiles down. I want to go ahead and just get a little bit more appeal in that city. Let's also think about where else we want to build a garden. Our capital actually may be a fantastic spot for a garden. We chop this, place that down. This becomes a great spot. That +3 culture right there is really good. We could also do +1. I don't mind putting it down in a place that... Let's first look at appeal, because that's going to kind of guide my decision a little bit. If I put it here, these 2 tiles would be improved. So that is technically doable. If I put it there, none of these tiles would be really better. Those 2 tiles are breathtaking, so they would get maximum benefit for getting gold and culture bonuses. I think that right there is going to be a good spot. However, I think it's also good to consider where the wonder that we want to place is. So we want to be eventually pushing for biosphere. Let's see here. Must be built next to a river, adjacent to a garden district with a conservatory. So we just need to basically make a garden, and then eventually, once we have a conservatory and have that unlocked, we could just place it down and then build it. We have a lot of pace to work with here. Our capital's got 56 production, and we're eventually going to be getting started on some other stuff here. So we're going to be getting good production on the long term. So with electricity, we will be able to convert to oil power. However, we are going to eventually need to go all the way down here and get refining. It's a good ways away, but most of this stuff is going to be pretty quick to get through. We are going to want to go ahead and think about what other stuff that we could do that's going to make this faster. So what we'll do is first we'll just actually go ahead and, you know what, I may do the +3 here just because that's fine. I'm not really too worried. Let's see here. Garden district there. That's only going to take 6 turns. I would like to go ahead and do that because if we can get this built in a reasonable timeline, and do we still have that? We do have public works on. So I'm going to go ahead and actually buy one more builder just for good measure. I would say, honestly, right about here is fine. That way we get potentially some solar farms and stuff eventually set up here. That'll be pretty good for us. And let's take a look here in our science tree. Let's see here. Geothermal plant. Not really many places for us to build that. That's fine. The main places that we want to be focusing on is, let's see here. We want to get oil because getting an oil plant would be good for us. That's going to be pretty solid for us to transition into. Wind farms, that's good, and solar farms. So these will be the end game push for us in terms of potential from the science standpoint of tourism, because that's where we're going to be getting a lot of passive tourism from. Rock bands are going to be where we get our active tourism. That's where we're going to be getting tourism that's going to directly push us towards that culture victory. That looks good. I would like a broadcast center instead, but I'm going to go ahead and do a temple because I would rather get a little bit more passive fate generation. Every little bit counts right now. Now, one strategy, I'm not necessarily going to employ it in this particular game unless it's necessary, but one strategy, if you're trying to use a lot of rock bands, because they're based off of faith, you can go back and basically just go into theocracy if you wanted, because of the cheaper, you can see the 15% discount on purchases with faith. You can do that if you want. It's not always necessary, but in situations where it could be like a longer game and you know it's going to take a while, you may consider doing that just because it just makes it a lot easier. Again, it's just things you can consider in your game situation. It's not always necessary, but it's a nice option to have. We're going to hold on to that builder. There's not a lot for us to do. We'll probably do a couple builder charges here with some solar farms once we're set up later, but I'm not too concerned. Things are looking good, though. I'm looking to improve things here. This needs a lumber mill. So I'm going to go ahead and put a lumber mill there. That's going to give this city a little bit more production, just make things a bit more efficient. And we could also put some lumber mills around these tiles. That would make things better for us. So we're just going to go ahead and start filling in lumber mills. That's going to be a good way for us to get a lot of extra power output, or rather production. And we'll go from there. And we will go this way. If we get access to oil, there's the potential with all of these marsh tiles that we have, we could actually get lucky and get some marsh tiles that may potentially have oil, which will give a lot of extra potential yields. So that's why I want to kind of consider that, especially like if we have some like over here or over there, for example. We have some very good tiles here. This is where Lady of the Reeds and Marshes starts to blossom, as it blossoms earlier in the game, but this is really where it like fully kicks off, is if you get some good lucky spawns with oil, you can really get going. So I'm quite happy with that. There we go. Be quite friendly with him. You want to make sure you're friendly with everybody that you can be friendly with. It's a good thing to be, so that way you know you have good positions to work with. Let's go ahead and sell some of this stuff here. Don't really need the luxuries too much, so I'm not too concerned. Diplo favor, we are getting closer towards that. We're making 19 per turn, so we are doing okay. I'm going to go ahead and sell this diplomatic favor for now. Make a little bit of money. And we are in a very good position. Let's go ahead and take a look here with our great works. We want to organize this a little bit more, so that's portrait, religious, and religious. I want to go ahead and try to get another portrait piece if we can. Or rather, yeah, we can get more portrait pieces because we can start filling in the other ones, but we want to try to get religious piece if we can. So we'll take a look around and we'll see if we can get that. First things first, we'll do quick deals. Remember, this is a mod along with this one, but this mod right here is called the Quick Deals mod. If you go to the Steam Workshop and search the Quick Deals mod, this will be the one that pops up. This is an excellent mod for you to be able to use. Makes and simplifies the entire process of trading with other civs. Makes this much easier. Say, for example, I want to go for a religious piece. We know we have a couple. There we go. We have a piece potentially that we could buy here. Hieronymus Bosch. We know a couple pieces that we have here. This is El Greco. This is Titian. This is Kaufman. So very different. We'll go ahead and use that to our advantage. So we're going to go into the quick deals, go to purchase, great works, religious. And if I wanted to make this a little bit easier on a gold situation, what I could do is, because I know that either of these are all available, I can look for what's going to give me the best deal in terms of gold, which should be this one right here. So that is with Shaka. So Shaka, we are going to go over here. This just makes it also easier for us to keep track of what's available. So let's see here. There we go. That's 11 gold. So pretty cheap, right? If we want to make it cheaper, though, what we could do is we can look at some materials that we can sell. So for example, let's see here. That's 5 and 11. Doesn't value that. But if I go back here, go to quick deals, and see who values what for good value. Looks like Shaka doesn't for anything. So that tells me, at this point, what I could do is just buy this from Shaka directly. I don't mind losing 11 gold per turn. That's pretty cheap. And the return is that I get a very good wonder. I get a very good religious piece that is going to provide me a strong benefit. That is good there. Yeah, that's good. Unfortunately, this part of the Civilization 6 system can be a bit broken. Unfortunately, we can't swap things around, or it'll automatically go to the wrong city, and it just gets locked down for 10 turns. That's one thing I really don't like. I wish the game didn't have that because it's a bit of a frustration here. It just locks you out of being able to do anything with this for another 7 turns. Unfortunate, but it's all good. We do have some very, very good yields in a lot of our cities here. So if we go to our capital, for example, we can see we have 62.6 culture per turn. We're looking great. We have... Oh, wait, that's the wrong city. There we go. 95.9 culture per turn and 40 science. So that's pretty good. We have very good yields all around. We'll have to continue developing that, but we are in a good position overall. We do want to go ahead and save our gold, so we can go ahead and buy a factory. That's just going to go ahead and just basically move things along. It'll also provide power for some of our, not so much just power, but just provide production to some of these. And the +3 tile range from modifiers. That means that basically we're going to have a very, very good setup here. So Thebes, 9 tiles, right? This city. We're also potentially getting this city. This may not happen, but this is good for us. So this city, that city, that city, that city. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's in range. That's also in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have like 7 cities that are in range of that are going to be getting benefit of extra culture, or rather extra production. That is really not bad at all. I'm very happy with that. I don't mind not getting Ruhr Valley. It's not that kind of game situation for me to really worry about getting it, so it's not a big deal. If I were playing a game state where I needed the production, say I was playing as like a Germany, for example, that would be a bit of a better situation. But for the time being, it's just not a problem. I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep. This honestly looks like a good spot for us to try to pick up another tile, because that's just a good tile. I may consider getting these right here. That instantly became a 3-1-1 tile. That is nice. Just because of that lighthouse there, that made these tiles so much better. So now this city can really grow. It has plenty of population growth potential, which means we're going to go ahead and actually focus on pop growth. I would like to get pop growth focused on because that's going to open up some more things for us to be able to do. Once we get to 4 population, then we can go back to focusing production, because we have 9 turns here. We're likely going to be getting this anyways, so we're fine. We're going to go ahead and, while we're at it though, I don't mind spending a lot of this gold here because a lot of this is actually going to benefit us in the long term. So we're going to go back up here. We're going to go ahead and do this. That's going to make this into a 5-1-2 tile. This looks good. And let's see here. Could put something down there, I think. I'll have to see if it lets me put anything. At that point, we're in a good spot. So see if anybody wants to buy stuff. Niter and aluminum. That is to Teddy. So if I did those to that amount, to that amount, and that's going to give us just a nice little bit of extra gold to work with, so I'm not too worried about it. We do have another governor title available. I'm going to hold on to this one, specifically because I want to be trying to eventually get Master Plan. Now, I will be eventually trying to save my gold output eventually just for Master Plan, because that is it is stupendously good to have. It's a very, very powerful type of ability to have. It's going to basically just make my spies really, really potentially insanely useful, on top of already being very useful. And then it's also going to basically allow me to really like farm incredibly good amounts of gold all the time. So it's just going to make our gold economy really continue to get better. Now we're going to move up 1, go ahead and go to sleep. I don't really care to make trading domes. They're not bad. Like if I went to Samarkand and I could show you trading domes, trading domes are not bad. So we could see here, +2 gold, +1 gold for every adjacent luxury resource. Outgoing international trade routes grant gold for per trading dome at the origin. It's not bad, but again, it's really not that big of a deal. I don't really care too much for it. It's not really that great. unless you build a city specifically to have a lot of them. Like if I built a bunch of them in one city and then sent that city out, I would probably have like maybe 3 to 5 extra gold per turn on top of the 2 gold that I get. So I mean, it's not bad. It's not that it's not bad. Like it's not that it's bad or anything. It's just there are slightly better things that I could set up with that I would prefer. In essence, that's essentially how I'm trying to go for it. It's just more of a, I would say, an efficiency thing than anything else. Okay, so that looks good. Honestly, there's nothing really for us to do with that unit, because there's not going to be a lot of things that we could do until we get certain things done. Casa de Contratación that got built, that's fine. I was considering building that, but I'm actually kind of glad that we didn't go for it because it would have already been built.
Burning with a deadly heat.
We got Cold War. So this is a very, very, very powerful one for us to have. Main thing, among other things, we'll go back and then we'll take a look at it. So with this, provides cryptography. This is a good one for us if we need. Just in case we need to like farm espionage stuff, eventually that could be pretty useful. This containment's actually really good if you're in a situation where you're hotly contesting a lot of stuff. Otherwise, it's not that big of a deal. Second strike, that's only good if you're playing a military game. Same thing with international waters. If you're playing a naval game, that's excellent because that's going to give you insane amounts of production, especially if you couple that with the Venetian arsenal. That becomes like god tier. This just produces en masse like insane amounts of naval units. And then of course the main bread and butter for why we wanted it, rock bands. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. Ramses Scott Research Station. This is good in a either a Tundra game and or a science game. For me, it's not really necessary though. So 7 turns away, we'd be making a push for Space Race, the 200% tourism from Great Works of Music. We really don't have enough of them to be able to warrant it being like really useful, but it is good. It is good. It's just depends. I was successful. All right, that means next turn I will have a promotion available on them. So hopefully it is a compatible promotion for attacking, say for example, fomenting unrest or taking out governors. That would be a good one for like neutralizing governors. We're gonna go ahead and plant woods here. The reason we want to do that, as we can see here, this is Charming 3. Once we place down another woods here, that turns instantly into a breathtaking tile, as will this. And then this will also be good. We'll put some more stuff over here and here, and we'll be in a really, really good spot. I'm going to go ahead and just sell some of this off, because I'm going to go ahead and do this. In Aragrat, we are going to go and purchase. This is 1360. Okay, so we will simply move this over by 1, have them go to sleep, go back to this tile here. You know what? I'll go ahead and make a trading post, or a trading dome in that city just for the heck of it. It's not going to do a lot for us, but, you know, might as well just have one. And this has to be, I think, unimproved, if I'm not mistaken. Let me confirm that. Let's go back. It's scientific theory. Doubles gold and culture bonuses granted to adjacent tiles by the pavilion. +8 tourism, that is also good. I think it's further back here. Pavilion, here we go. Unimproved. It has to be unimproved. Okay, so I can't make that better. That's fine. Then I'll improve these other tiles nearby. There are quite a few tiles that we can actually improve, so that's fine. I'm not too worried about that. It's not perfect, it's not ideal, but I'm not miffed about it. We are actually going to go all the way down here and get that tile. It's a pretty good tile. And what we'll do is we will look at some of these other places for us to get set up on. We'll have to leave these unimproved for now just because of the setup. We can actually go over to this tile, so next turn I can go up there and then set that up. Otherwise, this area looks really good. We have a lot of things in place. I would say for now, we could probably build that there. And we'll just go back into this city. We'll go ahead and do that. The city's going to have very good growth potential. In terms of things that I want, for the time being, we're not going to need public works, really, for the most part. We can put it back on later on when we need it. But for now, it's not really a big deal. We're looking good without it. Economic union, if we want to get a little bit of gold back, that's not too much of a problem. I think, personally, if we wanted to really get a little bit better yields, we'll go ahead and do Trade Confederation. The +9/+9 is just a good all-around thing for us to have. Mercantile Legacy is not bad, but we can play around that once we have other things set up. This looks good, that's good, this is all good. I like this quite a bit. Our tourism is looking better, so I am happy with that. And overall, there's not a lot of other improvements here. This looks like what I want. That brings us up to 467. We're staying competitive with the other AI. We know Monitor and Shaka are some of the main threats here for specific things. So, like, Shaka is already in information era. We're very soon going to be catching to that, so we're not terribly far behind. But we want to be trying to go for that because I can tell Shaka is going to be also going for culture victory potentially, and I want to try to push just past that. That way we can get a good advantage. I do not want a war. A war would actually be quite dangerous at this time for me because of the potential for losses. It would just put me further behind, and I would rather avoid that. I was thinking about a war, but it just wasn't a position that we could really use. Dust Storm, that could be problematic. Storm cause destruction over the next 2 turns. That can be a problem. I'll have to be careful. I'm going to keep these builders ready, but I'm not going to try to place anything down until that dust storm settles. If it does happen to fertilize tiles, that would be pretty nice, actually. I wouldn't mind getting extra yields. I'm actually going to go over to these cities, especially the fact... Oops, I mean to bump the mic. Especially the fact that this city here has a broadcast center available that's giving me free tourism. That puts me at 470 culture per turn, so we're looking good. Now, once we get Space Race, we'll be able to push for social media. Collective activism, that's what's going to really, like, skyrocket how much we have. Once we get collective activism, we will push into digital democracy. That'll be the direct push. And then we'll go ahead and do environmentalism. And then we will go into the future techs. And then that'll be kind of our way to eventually push for the end game and make that push for the win. So it's good. I'm just going to leave that where it is. I don't want to be messing with that too much. We will improve that. I do lose a little bit of gold, but granted, a couple gold, it's not the end of the world. I am getting extra coal that I could sell off for a lot of money, so it actually is going to be making me a good amount. There we go. So this is charming, but once we place down this right here, this woods tile here, this will be making this into a better tile. This will be good. We can see the tile yields here just got improved a bit ago. This is excellent. So getting 16 yields in a single spot, like look at this right here. So this is insane. This is a 26 yield tile. Think about the fact that we're getting a series of tiles here that are just farming insanely ridiculous yields. I could even, like, I've already played a game state as Teddy Roosevelt, and it was pretty fun. This is a long time ago. If you wanted to check that out, it is in one of my Civilization 6 playlists. If you scroll down a good bit, you will see that's available there. That was a game where I got to do a lot of that and just basically make just pure raw yields in a lot of places that were very good. This is an example where late game you could do some really cool stuff. Now, we have a good amount of gold. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I am going to get an archaeologist. We have a lot of these spots here throughout our empire that are actually kind of blocking things off a little bit. I want to go ahead and try to get a hold of some of that. We're going to place that down. Sadly, TOA is a bit of a distance from it, so it's not going to be getting benefited. However, this tile is now going to be good enough for us to be able to use. We will go ahead and transfer ownership of that. And because that is actually out of range for that city, we'll just be able to get utility out of that. So now this city actually gets good utility. 2-2-2 tile is pretty good. So it's looking good. We've been denounced once again. That is not a problem. I'm actually okay with that because, again, our position's going to get pretty much better at this stage of the game. Now we are going to take another lumber mill. This one we will put a lumber mill down, and we will place a lumber mill down there. And that should give us enough tiles. Like, that's a 2-1 tile. That'll give us a 2-3 tile afterwards. That'll be a very good tile to work with. Emergency completed. Targeting Tamar. That's fine. I wasn't really worried about that emergency regardless. 3 tiles gain fertility. 3 tiles were damaged. Okay. But what was damaged? So let's go there and fix that. We will go here. We will go ahead and set that up. And then what we'll do is with this position, I would say right there, we'll place down another lumber mill. Lumber mills are a great way for us to just basically force a lot of extra production out of cities just really quickly, just to give us a little bit of tempo to work with. I would say barbarians, longsword, medieval. Okay. I see somebody has joined the stream. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. All right. So because we do have that, we want to go ahead and potentially now start looking for medieval artifacts. So we'll go artifacts, and we can see that's classical. Can't get any benefit out of it. That is fine. We want to try to make sure the thing about artifacts in this game is they need to be matching of the specific era. So different civilizations and the same era. So for example, this could be barbarians, medieval, that's good. This will end up being like medieval of a different civ, and then this could be medieval of my civilization, and that would technically make this a fully themed setup. Now this does have the potential to be very like solid for us, and along with the abilities that we already have on, we should be able to extract some pretty good potential from it. We'll place this down. You can see right there, that just made this into a breathtaking tile, +5. It also makes this better. That's a +7, and this is also a +5 now. So this is actually, if we go to the tourism screen, which is if you press the 7 key, you can go into that. You will see that we now have a general tourism of 20 tourism, which is excellent. That is an excellent amount of tourism for us to have now. We can really use that to our advantage. We're actually going to go over here because then we can place this builder here, place that woods tile. That's going to improve the adjacencies, or rather the yields with our appeal a little bit more, and we'll continue going from there. We have amazing food growth. I mean, already at 4 population. This is 0.7 on the loyalty scale. Let's see, we do have a spy that is on the way back. 2 more turns away, so that's good. That's coming back. Counter spy, we're going to keep that counter spy there. Game sources 1 more turn left, so that's good. So working good. Alright, we have ancient walls complete. We are going to need to try to speed run through a lot of wall building. That will be another way that we get actual potential yields here with these walls. So what I'm going to try to do is do this into this, and then we can go all the way towards aesthetic materials. And then afterwards, or actually we will first do this. Let's see here. We will do this for the tourism. And then we go into this, that, and then that. There we go. That looks much better. And then at that point, we can make our decisions for what else we want to push for. We have 150 science per turn. We're not doing badly there. I mean, we have a nice amount of science to work with, so I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see here. It's looking good. I would say, I mean, another spy wouldn't be a bad thing, but in a city that's this small, honestly, I would take the extra culture there. It's actually going to be pretty good for us, so we will push out with that. This is a ways away. Teddy was ravaged by a natural disaster. Oh, hello. Somebody has joined the stream. Welcome to the stream. All right. And let's see. Citizens of Stekka feel an affinity for us and enter our civilization. So that's given us 3 additional era score. So that's awesome. So that's this city right here. This city converted, that's given us a nice amount of era score. We have 11 era score left until we need to get potentially a golden age. I would kind of like to get an atomic era golden age because that would actually put us in a really, really, really good spot. But the thing is, with this city right here, is we have a pretty much fully built, yeah, we have a fully built encampment, which is great because I've not invested in encampments at all. So this basically just means if I had to build a military, I could build a very easily and like decent military if I had to. Like say for example, Ethiopia tries to declare war. This would be a good city to kind of just pump some units out. So if I need to do that, we don't need to right now, but if we had to, we have the option now. So that's good. That's also going to be a good economic city. It has a holy site for us to work with, so I am going to try to go ahead and just quickly convert that city over. I will need to go... we do have rock bands available, so I will eventually get into that, but I first want to go ahead and get a missionary and just send that missionary along, try to convert the city over. That way we can just get some utility out of that, and it'll put us in a pretty good spot. Plus, it'll just make it easier for us to convert things over. Still have that one governor title, that's fine. Let's repair that. Gonna be a pretty important repair. There we go. And let's see here. It's Renaissance era. When you do get different eras, what you can do is you can actually use that to basically just make a little extra money. I'm going to go ahead, like you can sell that to the AI. I'm going to go ahead and plant woods in this tile, and then next turn get set up over there, plant woods there, and that'll basically make this area really, really high value. You can see that's +7. That's also +7. Yeah, so this is a very good kind of double, this is a pretty good double national park there, so I'm really happy with that. Now that this city is ready to go, we are going to go ahead and start working on, I would say, let's see here. I could actually go for this. I eventually need to go out into this kind of stuff at some point. Actually, not this particular one directly. So that's an option. This one's only loyal by 0.7, so by the time this actually gets done, ideally, I should be able to get the city converted. This looks good. Yeah, we have 17 food positivity per turn. Yeah, and we definitely are looking good from a growth standpoint. Akataka's 18, so that's good. That's 5. This city will grow as well, so it's going to put pressure here. That's loyal by a good bit, so we're okay there. It's not too bad. Stekka. I would say, honestly, holy site prayers are going to be good once we convert the city, but right now it's not really what we want to be doing. We'll go ahead and make a spy in the city, just so it has utility. Temple is now built in the city, so that's good. What we'll do is we will just go ahead and start working on holy site prayers. We will go ahead and do this there. This looks really good. I'm actually really happy. Our infrastructure is really looking good here. So 470 per turn. I can see that Monitor. Does a Monitor have? No, she just naturally has insane culture. Okay, good to know. We're gonna have to battle that with our push here for some late game civs or late game civics. So that'll be kind of the goal there. We'll just have this unit go to sleep for a bit. We're going to have to repair some of these tiles anyways, which is fine. It's unfortunately impacted our culture output a little bit. Blizzard, that's not good. Ready for promotion. Let's see. Steel technology, that's okay. Counter spy, not a problem. Linguist is definitely a good one. For this game, we're going to need that, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And this city, I would say broadcast center would be better. Lighthouse is okay, but it's not going to be that useful. Alright, we'll do this, and I'm going to take a quick bathroom break.
Diagonals are tricky to do sometimes. Me and my classmates, we after our final class, we decided to have stop by an Irish pub. We had a stuff and got some fries for the table. Fucking got some Guinness in me. Woke up. Did it. Had a bucket. I come down to Florida. That's I don't know what your thoughts are about you know that type of stuff, but it's like a it's not hoppy at all. It's like had its own taste. It's dark. I like the taste. Like it, you know, it is. It's not for the pussies that drink like fucking Bud Light and bullshit like that. This is a proper man's beer, bro. That's a proper working man's beer because you get carbs out of it too. It's easier on your wallet that way. Yeah, it's a belly beer. Yeah, exact amount. I'm speaking French for some reason. Uh, this fucking this province got me fucked up, bro. This province got me fucked up, bro. Exact. Something like, bro. Yeah, that's what they call. Because in Canada they don't have states, they have provinces. Look at you calling me all like I'm part of the Canadian curve. Shit, I'm still an American at heart, bro. I don't give a fuck about these Canuck motherfuckers. Storm got me feeling fine. It's just the sound of rain, man. It brings me back home. feeling like a goddamn moose, like I feel like I fucking meditating on the mountain, looking out on like a fucking so what am I talking about? Got me feeling. I'll bring some because where is it? Right. Yes or no? Carrots, carrots, and feeling it. Hey. Fuck. I'm gonna come in with so much bread. I think I'm a whole bag. Really? Like, I love it. She got me like inspired. Let's see. Let's see. Uh, which part are you talking about? At the end of it. Okay. We're talking about the siding it. That's like the little thing that you dug on the side of the staircase. That does not look sizable. It look. Oh, midway. Okay. Oh, I see. I see. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, this could be like another room. Okay. Now this. It's not the worst spot, but dude, like would make this another room. This the best part. This is cool. Just a word. I will designate it. It's literally in the corner. Oh, you what we did is up the staircase. Yeah, Yeah, you didn't have to go up the staircase. I'm gonna place like this to be like a huge ass connector. In fact, I will share you a PDF or like a, you know, MS Paint. Yeah, so like, I think I was like, yeah, MS Paint. Let me say less. And so I did up an MS Paint from. I'm not gonna say I'm no like Leonardo da Vinci, but I think I'm cooking. There you go. You can see the look at on the left. Yeah, so it's gonna be like in this corner here. If you look at what I sent you, uh, that's no bueno. Crafts. Still going. Mm-hmm. It won't despawn. It takes 5 minutes for it to just. It's hardcore. Like when you're traveling around. It's wow.
All right, we have returned. Let's go ahead and get right back into it. Okie doke. So with our situation as it stands, we are in a pretty good spot here. Continuing to press on with more of our tourism output. We are starting to catch up to the AI proper. Now we do need to continue working on some things. I see we have a couple more people that have joined the stream. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. If just in case if you're not sure, in order to comment, you do need to be subscribed. There is no duration period for subscription. It's just simply be subscribed. All right, let's get this stuff built. We have more buildings that we want to get set up here. I'm eventually going to go back and potentially even go back and build some more builders if we need to. For now, we're looking fine, but that would just really be in case if we need to use that specifically for what eventually is going to be our late game push towards setting up, as we could see here, with, where is it? With Biosphere. It's much later on, but we are trying to target that, so that is something we're wanting to do. First, we need to get electricity, so that way we have this available. And more importantly, we do need to get computers, specifically, so that we have access to this intrinsic ability, grants the ability to construct an additional spy, and the 25% tourism across our empire. The more spies we have, the more we can extract value from this position. We are also going to go ahead and purchase a rock band. It'll be our first and only rock band for at least a little bit. I'm not going to try to spend too much of our faith on too many of them right away, but I'm going to send that first one all the way over here. We're going to see what our promotions are. Hopefully they are decent. If we have some decent promotions to work with, then we can actually have a good chance and a good shot at getting something going here. The Cold Spiders. Looks good. Actually have that one go there. And go here now. Find another woods. As we can see instantly, made these tiles even better. That's breathtaking 9. That's breathtaking 7. And this is still 4. That's fine. That's just because it's a mountain tile. Mountain tiles are, for the most part, pretty much locked into whatever appeal that they happen to be in. There are some exceptions, though. An example is like, for example, with Reina. I think there was something you could do with that. I can't remember exactly. Tiles adjacent to unimproved features. Yeah, so this isn't the case in this case, but normally you could actually get that in some specific ways. I can't remember exactly all, so it's been... I'll have to go back and mess around with that. Theodore declared war on Menelik, and Christo Redentor. We're gonna need to go way around here.
You said a little words. And that's what Trump said.
And try to make our way around here. Try to get to the waters if we can. We'll have to go around because that apostle will definitely hurt. Promotion. Please have a good one. Oh, you have the best one. You have Glamrock. Glamrock is the best possible one. Absolutely by far. Because now I can go over here and just basically start going to the theater squares around here and start going after them. That's going to be how we get potentially some very, very, very good yields out of this. Because we have ourselves a good setup with linguists, we can actually go back into one of these cities. And we can actually try to target this. This would be a good way for us to get instantly high potential yields out of it. Try to get some gold out of it. Most of the other opponents in this game aren't really... I would say they're not really pushing a lot of commercial hubs out, so we're not going to be able to get a lot of free gold. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's just kind of a situation as it stands currently. Do have ourselves some more of these trade routes getting completed. We are going to want to go ahead and just have a quick look with our trade routes and see, is there any... Actually, this would be a better screen here. Nope, everybody has a trade route sent to them. Ethiopia does not have open borders. I will need to go ahead and re-declare friendship as well as an alliance. And when we do so, we are going to do so with a cultural alliance. 1, 2, and 3. $34 gold per turn. Let's go ahead and do 60.
Yeah, exactly. But I definitely don't think when you first made your base that was in survival.
18 gold per turn. And we get ourselves some nice gray works of writing. That's fine with me. This fills in our empire a little bit more, brings us a little bit more culture output. We're not terribly far away from, let's see here, getting another set of envoys. Now, because of that, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and try to get set up for just getting an envoy here and a couple more here. This will give us a little bit more yields overall. Once we get set up with some of the late game stuff, we'll be in a good spot. Build a spaceport, not going to be happening, unfortunately. World's Fair, Shaka is the leader for that. That is fine. We'll be getting silver, but we will be getting some civic boosts, so all good. We're in a good spot there. That's just the nature of Shaka's game, unfortunately. He's already had a lot of very well-built cities. And again, being the AI start with a lot of bonuses, so they naturally tend to be in a good position here. Our garden is built, so we are actually able to push for some of this other set of improvements, and we can go ahead and do that. Let's see here. Great work slots are always happily going to be taken, so we will go for that. We have a good amount of gold right now, so we are going to just quickly purchase some stuff. Actually, I would say a factory is more important. That's going to give us production in all of our cities. We are 17 turns away from the next era, and we already have this being built, and we have another wonder here with Bolshoi Theater. That's going to give us 2 randomly chosen free civics. If we get really lucky, and get some fantastic civics, we could get like god tier civics that's going to push us like very much into a good spot. That would save us a lot of time. So what I want to do is try to make sure there are no early game civics available, because any early game ones potentially could be actually used. So some of these ones are fine if they get hit, you know, with that bonus, that's fine. But the last thing I want to do is get like a one-turn civic that's going to give me absolutely zero value. So I'm trying to be a bit careful about that. So by the time we get there, we'll just want to get some other stuff done. And let's see here, broadcast center is 6 turns away. We'll go ahead and work on that for a little bit. I could hard build some of this stuff. I would rather get a broadcast center and then we can go into some of this other stuff. Because at least for that position, we can get a little bit better value out of it. Aid request. 2 concern. Diplomatic victory. No one is really close to it, so we're fine. Data Square got built in Necken. Okay, good. We have the potential to get some stuff that we want to have going. Now, it's going to be expensive to get a Gilded Vault.
Alright, yeah.
9 gold's not bad, though.
Bro, yeah, his ass. I know, like,
Let's
you
see
can
here.
get him, but it takes a lot of time. Farm filters.
It's 9 turns, so that's fine.
But you know, whatever can ever do, pop off, man.
That is a beautiful trade route right there. These are great trade routes. Make our way down south. That's going to be a good way for us to get going here. Another medieval era. Good. This time we will do that. That is good. All right, that actually themed. Oh, it said Renaissance. That's so weird. The game said Renaissance before. That's actually giving us... Okay, that's fine. I'll take it. Well, that works out. That's giving us themed, and it's also giving us even more tourism as well. Cool. That's fantastic, actually.
We choose to go to the moon
There's
in this
Space Race. So we have 6 turns to professional sports,
I swear.
and 7 turns towards social media. Haha, I just got out of there in time. That's good. Make our way over. Can't really go any further this turn. The game continues to tell me that I do have Casus Belli available. I am not trying to declare war. That is not a good decision. Let's see here. 5 more turns until that is done. We are continuing to put more pressure into this area, though. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. How far does this go? Is this normally 9 turns? Within 9? Yeah, as I expected. Okay, so that's not affected by Mexico City. That's good to know. I was curious to see if that was going to work. It doesn't. Not a problem. Of course, I am not going to accept that deal.
Benjamin Franklin may.
Start converting this city over. We're going to first go to this particular theater square. Very, very important that we go to this first one. We need to try to get every theater square that we can go to a successful operation, because that's going to allow us to get a lot of extra tourism. That's going to help just kind of bring us a lot closer towards that. So that's why we're trying to go for that. The city is growing even more. That has plenty of loyalty. That's fine. I'm not too worried about that. They do have an aerodrome. Interesting. Go for ancient walls.
Need a wall from here. Oh, that's
Alliance level with Shaka has increased. That's good. Got to 108 faith returns. That's not too bad. We do want more, so as we get more population in some of these other cities, I will need to consider eventually getting another couple holy sites, ideally, so we will need to push for that. Looks good. This looks fine. We'll definitely need to do more holy site prayers, so we'll just actually make this city focus pretty much on holy site prayers only. +1. That's a +1. It's expensive though, but
so like you're right, you can play games from jail and shit.
I could go for some gold income, or I could go for the faith generation. Faith generation would be a better use of the city, so I feel it may actually be better if I went like this. Now, granted, commercial hub will be good just because of getting us long-term extra gold and another trade route. But we're going to have a trade route here, and eventually if we build a guild vault, that would give us another one. However, the problem is, as of right now, we'd rather have long-term fate generation, so I'm going to target that specifically. Let's go for this. That's down to 1 turn. I'm going to go ahead and finish that. Rocket Center is now complete. Good. We'll go ahead and do a factory.
A vast tomb.
Mausoleum is done. We are at 166 era score out of 169. So we are about to get ourselves a golden age. We are in a great spot. Alright, we're looking good, man. We are looking very good. Okay. Sydney Opera House is good, but right now it's like you can see how long it would take us to get anything from it, so not too worried. Already blocked off. It would look like I might have to get from Mishteka. I may go ahead and actually have to get another missionary over. Actually, still, 2 missionaries are actually still cheaper. Bring this over here. And we convert that city to our religion, that will actually give us religious pressure to work with, and then I can immediately at that point really start trying to push pressure with our religion. Okay, next turn we can get set up here. Hopefully that builder doesn't camp that spot, that would be really annoying. Just by successful. I'm gonna go here. Oh yeah, here we go. 5 out of 6 stars. Excellent. That's a lot of tourism and a promotion. That's huge. That's already off to a good start. We've got 3 envoys to work with. We're going to go ahead and have a look here. We'll go 2 into this one. We will save envoys now, because Akkad is getting spammed by Tamar, of course, so that's fine. Akkad, in general, as a city-state, if you're playing a military game or trying to expand outwards, it is a fantastic, fantastic city-state. Melee and anti-cav units do full damage to the city's walls. Basically just means that you don't need to worry about getting support units out, like military support units out. You could just outright just build some strong melee units and just gun after a city and you could take it down. That's very good. Let's go ahead and get that going. There we go. Go back to Religious Alliance. definitely want to try to get more of these. These are definitely going to be good to have. Let's see. Doesn't value that. That's fine. Values that though. My house is now built. We do have access. 10 population. We already got ourselves another. That's right. I already built something else there, so that's fine. Let's see here. I'll just buy that since it's only 200 gold. It's actually gonna be faster because we have more gold per turn than that. And we'll just work on a broadcast center.
Dude, I'm looking at the wall and how it like scales up with the map.
Quick deals, purchase.
Yes.
There it works. Writing.
Yes, bro, yes.
Most of these deals are pretty cheap. There. We spent a good bit of gold. It's not the end of the world. We did lose some gold per turn. But the main reason we did that is so that way we can increase our culture. You can see we are well above 500, 513. We poached a little bit of culture from the other opponents. Not a lot, but just a little bit, just to help. Puts us in a good spot. So now, we could actually look at some of our cities and be like, okay, now we can develop a little bit more. And we'll go from there. So again, getting more relics, that's good. That's actually really, really good. That's giving us more fate generation, as well as a little more science, more culture, rather more tourism here. The great works of writing all around, that's just good. You know, that's just outright just good for us. Where is Hoffman Peace? We'll move that over. That's themed now, so that's guaranteed to be better. That's good for us. And that means that we're going to be producing even more culture, so that's good. We're getting even closer. So we're starting to come up on potentially tying our culture output with a Monitoria, and that's without some of the main bonuses that we're pushing for, so we're looking good there. We do want to keep that up, though, so we're going to get that monument. Yeah, so just buying that, updated everything up. We are now tied. Exactly, this is perfect. Exactly what we wanted. We are now tied. We will actually go for a holy site here. Holy site here is going to be very, very good. Again, just having more holy sites means more fate generation. More fate generation means we could really get going here. Go all the way down here. This is good. Right here, this is massive.
Yeah.
Because we have another couple theater squares right here. We can go 1 and 2, assuming all goes well. And then we have other places, like potentially other theater squares that we can go into. Now, this is good because you can see this actually bumped up our progress here. We went from like 290 to now we're up to 312, and it also put us up a little bit. So we're definitely going to continue pushing for that. That's good. The more successful operations that we have with that, the better it's going to be. Okay, let's swing it. Now that we have that theater square done, we're going to go ahead and set up towards amphitheater. And then once we build that amphitheater, we are going to focus on theater square festivals. That's looking good. Getting good progress on this stuff. We're going to be getting some more great peoples pretty soon here. We already have ourselves a golden age confirmed, so I may well actually have Bolshoi Theater wait a little bit, depending on if anybody else is going for it. So let's have a quick look. Currently, looks like nobody else is building it. It may well be being built, but we'll see. Samarkand City State.
Sports do not build.
We don't have to going with, but going with stone, there's more like customizability.
That failed. That's not good though. Let's go ahead and get rid of that governor.
Also, with stone, we can use cobble or mossy cobblestone to kind of
Linguist, we will go into this one here.
that adds history to the like the
just looking to get information. We're going to go over this way anyways. We should be able to make it there in one turn. I just wanted to go ahead and see if there's a theater square nearby.
I'll feel that in the spiritual level, so.
Alright.
Welcome on.
Broadcast center is now complete, so that is good. Pretty much have close to maximum culture output in our capital that we can. Yeah, 107.6, that's really good. 527 culture per turn. Ah, here we go. We'll go ahead and put this back on. That's going to give us a good metaculture, and also stadiums provide extra amenities. We don't have any stadiums, so that's fine, but just having the extra culture output, that's good. Not too worried about that. Everything else otherwise looks good. Now, we could actually target this. This is going to give us a little bit of tourism, but right now it's not really good enough for me to warrant it. I'm fine with that. I would like to keep frescoes on. We have more great people that we want to be getting, so that would be good for us. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'm actually going to go ahead and just turn that down just a touch. There we go. Make that a little more balanced. Hello, I see somebody has joined the stream. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. If you'd like to chat, feel free to chat. The only thing it needs you to do is just be subscribed. There's no duration for a subscription though, but happy to have you. Alright, so in Debus, we're going to go ahead and get Pavilion and Conservatory worked on, because by the time we actually get where we want, we need to get set up towards a biosphere push. That is going to basically just be more of an end game confirming our culture victory type push. Oh, okay, that's actually really good. We got this boosted and synthetic technocracy. Not too worried about this, but the main one that we're getting a benefit is, let's see, actually, what was it that got boosted? A rapid deployment, technically useful. Yep, that's this one right here, so we got that boosted. This is actually really good because we don't have aerodromes, so this saves us like a good 3 turns of development. Not bad. 5 turns away from getting this. Telecommunications. That is a good ways away. Yeah, this is already pretty too far away for us to get benefit from it, so that's fine. Ooh, sculpture. That? You know what? That's actually kind of huge because we have sculpture pieces that we haven't been able to do anything with. So I'm going to go ahead and actually get that set up. So here's what we'll do. We will bring this over. And then what we'll do is, let's see here. These are not themed, so I need to go ahead, quick deals, purchase.
Bro, like, I just had a couple of Guinnesses at this pub, and it's just, that shit was fresh, bro. Like,
And that's a Donatello piece. Michelangelo, Donatello.
I swear to God.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, so
Oh, I know what to do.
So
It remains there.
couple of nights, and you know, push come to shove, and things change. So pretty tight.
Okay, I'll leave this one there.
Yeah.
And let's see, what was the city that has that? That is in Mendes. Okay, so we will just simply head towards Mendes. Actually, it's going to be faster if we go back to here and then just teleport that over. That way we can get that set up. That'll be a themed art museum as well, so that is going to be pretty good for us.
Nathan, you should have seen how it looked before. You wanted that on stroke.
I have another promotion. Let's see what we have. Earn gold equal to 25% of the tourism generated. That's not really too useful. This one... 2 more levels experience on entertainment complexes. There are... I thought I remember seeing one. That's a water park. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Popstar. Popstar is a good one in conjunction with Glam Rock. That's a fantastic one, and that's a good one to just supplement that, so that's good.
I was like, oh, okay.
The only reason that tile is as good as it is because of ley lines. You can definitely tell that's a ley line situation there. We're going to keep working on getting this converted. Once this converts, that will give us a good position to work with.
Partially.
Embassy is not bad. Free 50 gold. Okay.
It's like, you made it. What's you made the mess. What's the idea of doing this mess? Okay, sure.
Not too worried about what gets picked. Bans coal power plant. That's good for us. Anybody else that's working on that won't be getting that benefit. Production, of course, that gets taken, and Teddy Roosevelt. So that's fine. Got yet another great writer. So it'd be. We'll go there because we actually can build that to set that up there. So that is fine. That's at 7 population. Good. So because that's at 7 population, this is actually putting more pressure into this city. This is technically going to go negative if I remove that governor. So that governor is technically at most is 6 turns left of life. Hopefully it does work out for me to be able to get that converted. If it does, that would be really excellent. Okay, nothing really good about that.
Can I buy kegs or like X?
There's a lot of air score that I'm getting. I'm not really trying to get. It's just kind of naturally happening, unfortunately. I will actually... The National History Museum, that is a good one. 4 great work slots. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. That's a good one. Game Score Festival, that got done. That's pretty good for me. That's going to give us some good yields. I will, however... Let's see, we'll go here. +2 is pretty good right there, so that's fine. Technically, that's a better tile because it actually has some form of production. So I'm just going to leave that as it is. And then we will work on that first. We are 9 errors. We're 9 turns away from the next error, so that's good. Go ahead and move that to men's next turn. That'll actually complete that setup.
The Pantanal.
Pantanal. Go there. Opening act. Okay, that was reasonable. It didn't succeed very well, but at least it was decent. I can see where all the yields are coming from some of these other opponents. That tells me a good bit, actually.
Maybe the donkey likes you.
Yeah, it's a good amount of yields. And how about a monitor? Are you... You're Void Singers. Okay. So you're more Faith Generation.
He just threw a chicken egg at me.
Technically makes sense.
Saw the chicken too. It's actually pretty rare.
Yeah. I can find better goals or better deals for that.
The good thing about
There's
computers,
computers, so
is that
the
they do
25% tourism across our empire, that is itself a very, very good thing. Yeah, 359, we are definitely in a good spot. Not super high compared to the opponents, but we are doing well, though, so that is what we're looking for. Let's go ahead and do
A bird came down.
writing. We'll go here. That's going to theme that. There we go. This is now themed. That looks good. So any other art museums that we could potentially build, we will try to make an effort to set up. Hello, somebody has joined the stream. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. Alright, amphitheater is now built. We're going to go ahead and actually just simply buy an art museum here. Be a very, very good investment for us. As well as that. And... let's see here. I kind of want to save our gold because that, while that actually is going to give us a bit more culture output. That's only 2 gold, so that's only going to give us a couple extra culture. Um,
Thank God, right? Just the redstone. Because it
we'll
did
do that.
the biggest mess.
Great, people-wise, we're looking good for some of this other stuff here.
Dude. Okay, right, if I told you this trick,
I'm gonna go ahead and buy this one because that one right there is going to be very, very good for us.
put redstone.
Question is, where did they get placed?
It'd make a fucking
Oh, you're all the way over there. Actually, you know what? That's fine because you're in the exact city I want you to be in. You're about to go and pop off this city here. Pavilion is complete. That's good. Our capital's got that available to us now. I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Well, he actually wrote this, yes.
Wow, that still hasn't converted. I'm gonna have to really use. Okay, it looks like I made the incorrect decision trying to be cheap with missionaries. Nope, it's gonna have to be an apostle. That's good. It's gonna get this city converted and that city as well. That's fine. I mean, it is what it is. Let's go back. All right, another promotion. Let's go, dude. Dude, the fact that it's gonna be a 3 promotion, like a 3 promotion rock band for my first rock band, that's excellent. That's a really good rock band for us to get started with.
This dude is too powerful.
That's not a sound I like to
Rocks
hear.
in my path?
There we go. It's gonna give us more. That's 8. That's still 8. Should update next turn. Absorbs the city-state into your empire, grants you 10 loyalty per turn in the city. I mean, I suppose that works, but it's still kind of like... Ah, you know, that's a good one. Factory. Factory got built. Good. More production to work with, I will definitely happily take. We'll go for that, I suppose. That way. Also head that way. It really isn't a city-state that I want to just simply absorb, because the problem is that all of these city-states can technically provide us value. Oh, hello there. I also need to work on ski resorts. That will actually be a good way to get a lot more passive tourism as well.
No, because like, I watched anime when I was a kid, but like, it's Joe Swanson, like, he came out with...
Ooh, okay, let's think about our... So we have a water park there. There's only one water park, so... The harbor. Ooh, there's another... Oh, there's another one over there. Rocks, possible. I might just pick a religious rock just for the sake of, like, having religious pressure there, even though it doesn't really do anything, of course.
Who gives a shit? That's so funny for
I'm gonna bring this down just as a scout at this point. It's just gonna be a scouting unit. Who are you at war? Oh, you are at war with a lot of people. That is... Heck.
So what's the OJ Simpson?
Oh, here we go. Another spy got built. Excellent. We'll work on some of these cities. And we've got loyalty back in the city, so that's good. Let's see, does this help? That's breathtaking 5. That's 9, so that did help. Okay. Another charge there. That's going to really bring that up a good bit more, so we're going to be doing very well there. We have a spy in that city, so we're going to go ahead and just try to work on... Let's get some population growth. Oh man, that's just out of range. That would be such a good tile to have. I can't get there.
You think that shit was on purpose?
One turn away from social media. This is going to be a key point in our episode here for the stream. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about our next move. I may just go ahead and just use that city for spies, to be absolutely honest, because, I mean, might as well, right?
Success.
You can go here. For our 572 culture output, we actually... Oh, right, dude. We have taken the overall lead in culture output. That's massive, because that means we're going to start getting natural tourism conversion. So that's really massive for us. Another promotion? Let's go, dude. This has been a god tier. This has actually been like the best first rock band in any game I've ever like played so far in Civilization 6, going for a culture victory. I've never had a first rock band actually be that good to start off. Like, that's just beautiful. I love it. I'm really happy. This is good. Our push for the culture victory is actually really beginning to fully take shape. It's a long ways away, of course, but it's definitely getting there. We can see here we're definitely getting there. There's a Stadio de Maracana, not a problem. National History Museum, that's a good one.
Which of
Or
all my
Aeroscore.
important...
Not trying to get that, but it's just kind of happening. Let's make our way over. Success as well, that is good. Don't know why it's not letting me move. Do have another governor title. I'm gonna save the governor titles for now. I'm not really too worried about what we have. We go back this way. I will go ahead and do that just because that's another, for sure, Theta Square. Yeah, I don't know why it's blocking the movement there. It's because of the city-state conversion. Yeah, that's why. Hold on. There. It's just the opponents being annoying. Well, that unit looks like it's about to die.
All the
Which is
best
good because that means
romances
the war
bloom
goes
in-
on for longer. Still have to wait till next turn anyways. It's fine. Convert my city over.
You know, that's FC, bro.
The Lord made us all out of...
FC not only just fell too.
Neutralized Rashidi. Ah, there we go. The city's going negative. This is exactly what we wanted. Good. Prevent unrest. That's good. That's what we're looking for. Good. We're definitely getting some good promotions out of this stuff. Oh. Are you kidding me, dude? Really? Oh, come on, dude. This game can be so annoying with that sometimes. Another 5-star. Excellent, dude. We're getting so much utility out of that. That's giving us a lot of benefit. Yeah, that's helping. Ever so little, but it's helping. Good. That's converted over. That should put our loyalty positive. It did. Exactly what we needed. That way we can keep that positive. Now we're going to go ahead and just start putting out loyal set prayers. That's going to help our pressure. We are 3 turns away from the next era. Good. A bit over on the era score. I'm not trying to go over. It's just kind of naturally, unfortunately, happened. That's fine.
Remember that people... Never mind the maneuver.
I'm gonna go back here to Anshan. I'm gonna go ahead and just plug that in. Head down south. I have no plans to... And of course, like, I am, like, so maxed out on promotions, I just don't have another promotion available. I'm totally maxed out there, which is fine. That's not a bad thing. It's just kind of funny to look at. This is a population. This is continuing to get more population growth, which is great because it's going to put more pressure on this city. Hello, somebody has joined the stream. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. So we have a zoo there. We are working on another broadcast center. So we are working to get the culture victory going. We are getting closer and closer. We have quite a ways away, of course, but we are definitely making good progress towards that. Alright. National History Museum. That is one turn away. That's looking good. Awesome. That's done. Linguist, and let's see. Counter spy as of 2 levels more experience. You already have that one there. I'm gonna take rocket scientist because if anybody is going for the science victory, Shaka is. Okay. I'm going to need to send eventually a spy over that way and start disrupting that if I can, because that will be a good way for us to kind of slow him down on that. We're going to have to continue pushing for the culture victory though. So we have a lot of work, but we're going to have to keep working towards that. Let's also get started on medieval walls in a lot of our cities though. We have a great opportunity to go ahead and start getting that extra potential tourism output. So let's get into that right away. We need to repair those ancient walls. We'll go ahead and do that now. Get started on that. We're at 579 culture per turn, and we have some new stuff with our government available. So this is what's going to be huge. This right here, collective activism. This is a big one. This is a big, big improvement for us. We're going to go ahead and actually plug into this one right here. That's going to be a big improvement for us, so we're going to take that one. And then, let's see, what else can we put on? That card we took off was basically, we got a better version of it right here with new deals, so that's fine. That looks good. We're in a good spot there. I'm pretty happy with that. This looks overall really solid. Now, I could get a little bit more... Ah, here we go. Online communities. This is what we're looking for. I was trying to find that. We are going to go ahead and take... Let's see... That's 10 and 10. 15. I could take that off, put this on.
I see you brought your horse. You brought your horse here.
And... that looks good. We're at 682 culture per turn. So now, in a competitive spot there, we're staying ahead of the others, so which is good. And we're getting good culture output as well. So this is what we're looking for. One turn away from the atomic era. So I'm going to wait on spending that governor title. We do have quite a few available. We have 3 available. We have plenty that we could use. I'm just not trying to right away. Convert this over. There we go. Anshan conversion. That's good. It also gives us another for that city-state, which is good. We're going to need to continue working on getting this stuff set up. Yeah, this is going to be not too cheap. We need envoys for a lot of stuff, so we're going to have to look at any way that we can get envoys here. We've already gotten most of the ones available from the tech tree, or the civic tree rather, so it's just going to have to be something we get naturally. Globalization's good. The 2 production 5 gold from all trade routes is definitely not bad, but my goal is right here, digital democracy. That's what I'm trying to push for. That's what's going to really like take our yields to the next level. I love that the game is bugged out in its movement. Aha. But there happens to be more theater squares. Alright. Perfect. More theater squares for us to invade with our rock band. Which means not only more gold output, that's why I'm saving up gold. I'm not spending a lot of our gold because we're actually going to be continuing to farm free gold with the atomic era bonus here, as I'm going to be showing here. Hello, thank you very much. That's... thank you. That's actually, for the first time, a good deal from the AI. Wow. I'll take it. Awesome. Here we are in the atomic era. Okay. Not too worried about this. Go ahead and take a look at what we have available. Right here. Cities with governors receive 50% tourism from world wonders, and then 100% tourism to all national parks. This right here is going to be our bread and butter for this era. This is also why I targeted the Golden Age, because we needed this. This is meaning our tourism output in this particular city is going to be really good. 80 tourism per turn, 80 tourism per turn. That's disgusting. That is so much. That is actually so much. 11, 6, 9, so that's 20. Dude, we're getting so much tourism out of it. That's actually beautiful.
Yeah, I feel like 100.
What do you want?
Man, I think you're mistaken, bro. He was 100 for sure.
I would rather get gold output, so we're going to go ahead and first, let's do master plan. Every turn, you can earn 3% of your gold as basically as income. Whenever the offensive spy mission is successful, you also gain half the science, culture, gold, and faith that the targeted city earned that turn. It's a good way for us to get extra yields. Now, we can see here this is also improved, and we're going to continue working on that. Now, this one here, we need to take that to international cities. How many turns left in this alliance? 6 turns. I'm just gonna have you take it easy for a little while. You go here. 6 out of 6. Let's go, dude. So this is what's really key here. All these solar farms here, we absolutely need to try to push here to try to get set up. We need to try to get synthetic materials soon, so we're going to need to work on that. That's going to be our main goal for this particular era. So let's look at what we can actually build for science right now. So holy sites, we're looking good from a faith standpoint. I would like us go ahead and let's just do some short-term science stuff. Just get our science pressure built up a little bit.
That's perfect.
It's +1/+1. Actually, a +1 here is going to be better, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. We'll take the production, delete that. And let's see here, broadcast center, that's fine. Looks fine, the rest of this looks good. 3 turns away from globalization, and we are also 4 turns away from digital democracy. Digital democracy is going to be where we try to push ahead of the AI. That's going to be the point where we really push ahead even more. That's also why I try to target that, because that's going to be the thing that we need. Theater Square festivals, that's looking good. We got more of that stuff coming anyways. Medieval walls. We're a good ways away from steel, so I am going to continue trying to get set up with walls. The more walls we have, the more tourism we'll be able to generate passively, so I am going to go ahead and target that. Go for this. Medieval walls. We can at least try to get medieval walls in a lot of our cities. Even if we don't get Renaissance walls, at least we'll have that available. It's just going to give us a nice eventual source of extra tourism. We can definitely use that this stage. First focus on that. We'll go into the campus afterwards. We also have another thing that we could build. We'll do this. Get that set up. Yeah, 650 gold per turn. That's just going to keep getting better. Every turn, that's going to continue going up. And we
Don't
got
judge someone.
a tiny little bit of extra food out of that. Another great musician. Not too bad. Put over there. Have you sleep for a few turns? Because I'm actually going to let the alliance with Shaka expire. I want to let that expire so that way I can actually get utility out of that. We will start off with gaining sources, and then we will work on some of this other stuff here. 5 stars. Not as good, but still a good performance. Not going to be much in this city. We're going to go west. I want to go ahead and explore down south here. And at that point, we'll pretty much have covered every theater square in that city. Then we'll just basically just start going over to the next ones. Ah, here we go. This is a good thing for us. So if we go to the culture screen, you can see that we're producing 112. We have cultural dominance over Theodora and Tamara. This is good. Okay, so we want to continue doing that. It's good pressure for us, and we're making good headway there, so I'm pretty happy with that. That's not too much of a problem. Oh, I know what we could do right now. Let's finish Bolshoi Theater. A couple turns away. That'll give us some error score as well.
What gunpowder did for war,
Printing.
the
This
printing
is a good one
press
for us.
has done for the
Remember,
mind.
we've been trying to get tourism without printing. Now we actually have that additional double tourism yields from Great Works of Writing. We're actually going to be getting good amounts of potential benefits out of that. Oh, we got another city. I didn't even pay attention to that. We got another city. And it has the ability for me to just buy a broadcast center, as I shall do. Cool. Well, that's very nice. Well, we've pretty much gone to every single, for the most part. I don't think there's anything else over there. I'm just checking just to be thorough. Stuff. IFL has a couple of uses available, so I can actually work on a specific wonder too. So I can see, like, if I want to build Biosphere, I can just quickly get that built. So I'm gonna make my way up north, and then eventually get set up here. Biosphere, I'm probably going to build like right here. I'll do a chop and build Biosphere here, and then our capital is just gonna have like 4 wonders and like 3 or 4 wonders in like one major area, which is cool. We've already got some wonders there anyway, so we might as well just add more to it. I'll go over there. We lost a bit of culture, that's fine. Yeah, all these... It's really frustrating because we've been losing a lot of culture because a lot of the other opponents are really just, like, focusing on city-states. That's not something you see commonly. A lot of the AI typically don't do this, so... We're at a bit of a disadvantage there, unfortunately, which is fine. We're just gonna have to work around it. I'm actually going to put this in Mishteka. That's going to help our pressure in that city a good bit. Hello, I see somebody's joined the stream. Welcome to the stream. Doesn't really matter too much what city I place this into. That's probably fine. I'll go ahead and just pop that there for now. the last of those. And because we have Taj Mahal, that's going to be giving us a lot more era score as well, so that's pretty good.
That's why I didn't check what's there, so I just slowly.
About to get globalization. And another governor title on top of that.
Yeah, think of it like that.
Bolshoi. It has been
There
said
we
that
go.
we find everywhere men of mechanics.
It's not the one we were looking for, but that's fine.
We're getting slow.
But that does help us kind of get closer towards distributed sovereignty, so that's not a problem. So we're looking good.
So
And the rest of all this is coming into place.
by the village house over there.
Which one got taken off?
We had a set height, because it felt like we had a set. We just stick by that.
We'll focus on tourism output. That is fine.
We figure out like a set height that.
Just trying to see which one got taken off. I didn't really see. To get a moment to check. Let's see here. E-commerce. That's probably what it was. Extra production, a lot of gold's not bad, but we're doing well on production, and we have a lot of gold output, so we're okay there. I would rather have just output for raw culture or raw tourism, because that right now is what we need. Actually, for now, let me, before I do that, Zulu and Nubia. Okay, so what we need to do, we have an art museum available that can be fully themed. We have 2 art museums. Okay, good. We have 2 art museums that we could totally set up. And we have a lot of great works of writing. So what we're going to do is, the trick here is we just basically want to be trying to poach a lot of these off of the opponents. Now we can actually, essentially for a short-term donation of gold, get a lot of this sent over. So what we'll do is great works of writing to start. And Amonitory and Shaka are going to be the main ones. So I'll do that. And remember, we're getting extra tourism as well. We're getting double the tourism now that we have printing press done.
Think of it like that. Do you know how the towers also? Yeah, like in Star Wars. Yeah, you know how the towers also like stick out past the wall, so they can shoot like into the wall a little bit. Yeah, yeah. So that color.
We're starting to value that a lot. Ooh, that's a good one because of the value there. I'll go to Teddy. I'm actually going to sell my Diplo favor to him. That's going to be the best way for me to get a lot of value out of that. Mall, that's a good one. That one. 53 gold per turn, not a problem. I can actually do this a little bit more cheaply if I just go here and then go 100. It's down to 19. Let's do 160.
Yeah.
That's a fine deal. Okay. That means we nearly have that themed. And we have another one that we're going to want to work on theming, so we're going to continue setting up for that. Again, we're just trying to poach away from the opponents. That's going to give us a good amount of benefits. And it also is going to give us that essentially long-term benefit as well. So that's what we're looking for. So that's done, that's done. We'll pick that one up. From Brant and Hieronymus Bosch. That's portrait piece. Oh, that's a little much, don't you think? If I go 100 to 200 gold. just want raw gold. I don't know about that one. I'll do 150. That's more acceptable. Okay. So that takes more of that culture away from them. That's good. Oh, I need to get more taken away from Shaka, so I need to get in a landscape piece. That's a good one, but I need to see if he has any... Wow, that's a lot of artifacts. Holy moly. Do 30. That works.
I just got hit by a phantom.
Okay, so we now have that themed.
I have half a heart left.
And we can try to get a couple more of these going. So let's go for another landscape.
I'm gonna sleep in it. You guys could leave.
Oh, another trick here. So what we're going to do is we will do him there. And now we do that along with that there.
No, don't just suck at time. Nathan, you could join that.
There. That's going to give us a lot more culture output right there. That themes all of that. That's also going to give us a lot more tourism output there. Recall that we have this piece right here, plus 77 here. This is going to be a lot of culture output and tourism rather. And then what we're going to do is we are going to plug in, where is it? Right here. Another 40 tourism output. That's looking pretty solid. We have a good amount of yields overall. There's not much else that we could do here. 670 culture per turn. You will see the AI will go down a good bit. Not a lot, but just enough to be noticeable. There we go. We'll pick that up just so we have that extra era score. Again, we just want to try to make sure that we're getting a little bit of era score through the era. Just passively through the era to make sure we get a normal age if we can. I don't want to be getting a dark age here. Does not matter where this goes to. We should remain positive in loyalty, so we're fine there. Sans walls, good. That could be a problem. I hope it doesn't destroy that unit. If it does, I'm going to go ahead and re-roll the turn, just because I would not really want to lose that for something dumb like that.
Right.
We shall find out. Let's go ahead and sleep for that unit. Please don't kill that unit. Okay, yeah, 100% I'm re-rolling the turn.
Yeah.
Didn't realize it would just instantly destroy that. That's good to know. I am going to have to re-roll the turn, which means I wasted all that time trying to get every single individual piece and unit set up. That was a dumb mistake, because of course, of all things for the B is a freaking barbarian in all places right there. Lovely. So we're going to have to go through the entire effort and all over again. That is absolutely lovely. I love barbarians. Just when I thought I was safe from barbarians for a change, barbarians
A world
said,
of information
"Hello,
rests
I
in
am
the palm
back.
of your
I've
hand,
returned.
and
Time to ruin
networks
your
for
game again."
instantaneous communication span the globe. Yet a unified vision of our future has never been
It's
built.
actually
We
unfortunate.
compete in technology, culture, and politics. We have deadly weapons that could destroy our planet. Lead us carefully, but boldly, and build a global community that can stand for years to come.
Ramesses, Pharaoh of the Black Land and the...
Bolshoi Ballet.
Alright,
One
well,
day there will be.
got through
I
that
shall
entire effort.
find everywhere men of
so it's
mechan-
really unfortunate. That's not great. Yeah, that's such a bummer, dude. That is like the worst of the worst thing to happen. So I know I'm not going in the water for sure. I'm definitely not doing that. I'm just gonna go west and go to these other places here. Actually, there are many culture points here that we can actually target. So I'm just gonna go that way. That's what I should have done in the beginning. It's fine. It still remains a cursed game, just like it was before. There we go. We'll put this on. These cars will get better once we get things back up to where we want them. But for now, we're just going to have to kind of deal with that unfortunate L that we were just handed to us. Alright. So we mainly are going to need great works of landscaping pieces and a crap ton of great works of writing. I'm trying to look for anything that is a 4.
So, yeah, dude, he's fucking impatient. He's like a little kid, and like who's shopping with a bob.
85 gold for all of that. That's
Back
perfect.
full.
It's 50 gold. That's fine. It's not cheap, but it's definitely not a problem.
It's okay. We're gonna play bombs.
That brings that up by a good bit. That's up to 56. So before we were at 40, that's 56. So it's actually better than it was before. And then what we could do is we can go to a monitory. We will go ahead and go all the way over here. And we're going to organize this a little bit. So let's do this first.
Chicken tendons and buns,
And being Hasegawa and El Greco. El Greco, you will actually go there.
bro. Fast fare at Pizzeria. Chica the chicken.
Let's see, remember it?
Chicken.
Those are fine. Okay. Back to a Minotaur.
Gobble you up. Yeah, this is a good spot for him in the farming chest.
Even though you get more from going back over to Teddy, because of some of the stuff he has is 3-4. The thing is that I would rather, at a net level, be taking away from the opponents because I'm gaining a little less, but I'm taking a good amount away from them, and that's what we want. We want to just try to basically slow them down. So this is a way for us to be able to do that. That's 2. That's a 4. That's a 4. It's a 2. 65 gold. We'll go ahead and sell that for 100. That's going to bring them down by a good bit. There we go. That's good. How's it going? Katsushika. And we just need one more Katsushika.
If you told Jesus the concept of communism, he would. Bro. No, man, I'm just not his style.
Don't have room for that one, so that's fine. Doesn't value that. Okay. Not a problem.
The Holy Spirit or something.
This helps. That's going to offset that situation. That's up to 61. That's 56. That's good. On communities, we have trade routes pretty much to everybody at this point. Let me confirm that. Yes, that's everybody. Ethiopia and America don't have open borders. Let me go ahead and fix that.
But that's just like,
There we go. Oh, we're at it. Actually, I see a ton of amenities here. Very cheap deals. That's a good way for us to get some extra overall yields I could use. That looks good. Alright. That should improve our position by a good amount. It's a little bit better than it was last term, or last time, because of pre pre-barbarian destruction there. 3 turns away from distributed sovereignty, that's what we want. Digital democracy, that's going to be huge. 648. Looking good there. 894 tourism per turn. Up to 1,074. So we have gained 180 tourism per turn. That is really good. Counter spy, of course we will keep that going. Let's see here. That is going to be 2 turns left. Okay. That spot's fine. I'll do another Akatakan. Okay, so we're gonna go over into that position. That looks fine. Oh, just need to get open borders. Oh, we don't. Okay, I was just bugging it. Oh, it's because there's a unit there. Duh. Gonna take a little time, but we can make our way over that way. And keep making progress here. It's gonna take a while to get there, but that is gonna be a really useful setup for us to get going. A lot of air score to go. A lot of air score to go. I'm trying to do what we can to push as fast as possible towards synthetic materials. That's where getting a little more science output wouldn't hurt. +3, that's a +3. 12 turns, that's fine. So all that looks good. Golden Gate and St. Basil's. Okay, that's fine. 1,000-year flood. That city isn't getting harmed at all, but it also is getting some nice tile improvements all throughout there. So that's actually pretty good. Excellent. Yeah, 8 tiles that just gain fertility. That's and about 4 or 5 of them were workable tiles, so that's even better. Let's see here. This is a better city for us to do, so we'll go ahead and do that.
Oppenheimer kind of plays that to me, like, because honestly, like, the guy was doing some giant.
Alright, we're getting close.
You know, so like,
We have some envoys to work with. We will do 2 there. It's going to give us some yields back. 736, good. So now we're in a good spot. Of course Shaka has 829. That's ridiculous. Digital democracy, as I expected. Well, we will be ahead of him once we get ours going, so that's fine. And we're going to take his suzerainty away if we can. There. Now he does not have suzerainty. We need to get suzerainty of 4 of these. We also met Auckland. I thought Auckland would have been taken by now. Unless Auckland's... No, there's no way Auckland's just been there. Unless it was like a war of liberation or something, and they got brought back, I guess? Because they weren't there before. They were definitely gone. Oh yeah, Germany had Ogwen before. Ah, so Germany lost the city finally, and then they were able to get it back, I guess. Interesting. Well, that's a twist.
Oh, that's yeah. No, because they were. What's technically Vince, and then Maddie calls him Vinny.
Okay.
They were busy.
Multitudes.
There we go.
Multitudes.
Yeah, Vince is like always on call. They can't really take.
So 741. That's just base level. We have a bunch of stuff that we're gonna actually have to like put back in though, so it's gonna take a little bit of time. So let's put this in. Let's go ahead and let's see. We have those two ones.
He's on call. He's like.
That looks good. Let's move this one up. That's going to open up that slot for us. We can actually do some extra stuff here. We're going to put some sides in there. We're going to boost our sides a good bit. There's Democratic Legacy. We already have Vizelbanken, so that's good. However, the extra food and production is good though. 32 and 32. That's really not bad though. That's down to 6. So that looks good. 892. There we go. And we've taken the lead there. We brought him down a couple notches. Monitoria is down below, and we're at 900. So we are now above everybody by 100 minimum. So that's what we're looking for. Let's get a lot of culture output there. Opening act. Okay, acceptable. As long as it didn't die, that's all I care about. So that's fine. Let's look good here. Let's make our way over to Swenet. Again, just keep picking up more stuff that we can. Just try to fill things in if we are able to. Now that we have that done, we can actually start making a push towards future techs. Or the future civics, rather. I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, Minotaur and Shaka are both going for that. They are both still a good ways away from getting anything going there, so that's fine. Good. That fixes that up. That brings that down to 12 turns, so that's more efficient. That's better. I don't care about that one too much. Once we get 7 population, I will probably build a harbor there. For now, that's fine. Just have to keep plugging and chugging at this point. Really working at some of this other stuff. Okay. This looks good. I was ideally trying to end this particular run on this episode, but may actually have to go one more episode. That's fine. We are going to try to get the most utility that we can out of this unit, though. We can try to get to a lot of these places while we can. That's going to put a lot of pressure in the area.
Let's get
As
an
I expected,
army justice.
alliances
Is the bond
just
of men
got completed. Got some more envoys, though, which is good. That's going to give us a bit of presence that we could work with. So let's do one here, one there. Give us suzerainty of that. There we go. We are now the first civilization in the game to be 1,000 in culture output. That's definitely going to help us a lot. Oh, that's huge. It's also given us suzerainty back for this one, which is what we wanted. So we're in a good spot. I'm going to save the envoy for a moment. I might put that into this one, potentially? I'm not sure. But first, here we go. Medieval walls done. We'll go into Renaissance walls. Again, we're just going to keep focusing on trying to build Renaissance walls in a lot of our cities that we can. Let's go ahead and also do that. Just focus on this. Let's build that. Don't worry too much about that. Broadcast center, we'll go ahead and build that. Again, just giving us extra yields. What we will want to do is we will want to eventually see if we get uranium so that we can build a nuclear power plant. And then by building that, we'll have power to pretty much all of our major cities nearby. And that'll put us in a pretty good spot because by getting that power, it's just going to give us even better yields in a lot of these other tiles. Like, for example, like all these theater squares that have broadcast centers are going to actually be getting even more culture output, which is just going to even further boost our output. So, like, yeah, right here, 346 science per turn. That's significantly shortened the timeline for this, so that's exactly what we wanted. That's also why I was trying to push for those late game cards, because we're now in a position where we can actually take, for example, this fella here, and we can bring him all the way over here and start trying to work on destroying some of these spaceports. So, like, for example, taking down the spaceport, that's a 90% probability. It's a very high chance. We just want to go ahead and get rid of some of the spaceports that we can. Getting rid of them would be a good way for us to just guarantee a strong and safe position to work with. While we're at it, let's do this. Okay.
You know, I've been kind of pinch my balls and it's like, here. I hate with that sensation because, like, anytime they itch, like,
Get over here. Another opening act. Not very good, but still, they're keeping afloat. And if I can get a better one, that would be ideal, but I just need to make sure they're not dying. Here, future governance available. We're going to go ahead and go here. Main thing is the extra envoys is going to be helpful. Will be helpful. Aren't going to be helpful. Birds. And then it's going to unlock all these four here, and then we'll be able to pick and choose which ones we want. We do want to go for the Hallyu card. That's the one we're looking for if we're going to focus on rock bands. That's why I'm saving our faith output right now, because we could buy a few rock bands, get some decent quality rock bands out, and get the promotions that would be good. So
yeah, so something really funny like punchline.
let's see here. Purchase. We'll have to just go manually into open borders.
Start the up. Bro, shit busted, bro.
Just want to make sure we have open borders with everybody. Good, we have open borders with everybody except Ethiopia. That's to be expected, not too worried about that. But we are looking good from that standpoint. Yep, so we are pushing towards that. We are getting closer. We are definitely taking the lead there. Science victory. Of course, Shaka's in the lead. I'm trying to get rid of one of his, at least one of his spaceports if I can, because that would just make it a little bit safer for me to work with. If I can get rid of like one or two of each from him in a monitory, that'll be pretty much all we need to do, because that'll just basically block out the science victory for the most part. The AI want to have alliances because it's safe. Alliances are safe to have. I see somebody's joining the stream. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. so portrait of Catherine II. Too worried about that. Cultural dominance over Germany. Good. So you can see here, culture-wise, yeah. So we lost the victory kind of like push where it says like victory imminent or, you know, victory in so many turns. That's fine, that's not a problem. But you have 163, that puts us at equal with Frederick. We need to basically get above Shaka. So that's why I was pushing the theater squares. Now, when we get set up soon here, the reason why I'm holding off on getting more of these, primarily, you know, holding off on getting more of these rock bands, is because I want to wait until we get the Hallyu card first and then poke them in, because then we can actually really extract the maximum potential value out of it, and that's really the main thing that we're trying to do. So, like, for now, let's go ahead and just do some Theater Square festivals, or rather, Holy Site prayers. Just do those in the cities that are already done with the other types of walls that we don't really need to worry about. It's going to save us a bit of a headache later on as well. Important thing here. Let's go ahead and let's look at what Shaka has. I remember Shaka had a bunch of archaeology stuff. Yes. Classical, classical, classical. That tells me right away. First thing we need to do is go to Shaka, right? Then we go classical. Where was it? Classical. And that's better. 51 gold per turn. Let's do 75. 30 gold per turn. And that's going to reduce his output a little bit. It's not a lot, but if we could just continue reducing his while gaining ours, it's just going to make it easier for us to chip away at it. It's also going to give us more cultural and tourism output and pressure towards everybody at once while taking his away. So it's just a bit of a strategy. We want to use that to our advantage. Let's go ahead and do Renaissance walls. We'll head over this way. Go up.
Bro, I just say teabag.
Go here. Hope all goes well. That is definitely that qualifies as going well. And it auto converted that city, which just gave us 5 air score for free. So that's not great. I'll take it. That's not bad. Yeah, 172, so that's a nice increase. That put us up by like 9 points of tourism, so that's not bad. Yeah, we're at 1100 culture per
However beautiful this.
180, so that's good. 180, so we're continuing to have dominance over these three. Menelik is the next target, then Teddy, then Amonitory, and then Shaka. Shaka's continuing to grow, so we're just going to have to keep really working at it. It's going to be a lot of work, though.
Dude, we are well protected against.
So here we go. Main priority. Let's go ahead and take a look at what else Shaka has, because we want to keep poaching stuff off of him. Sculpture, Donatello. Classical Barbarian, Classical Mitla. What about, let's see here. Ancient Barbarians, Ancient Barbarians, Ancient Barbarians, Ancient Amonitory, Ancient Bar... I don't think he realizes that's not helping him as much as he thinks it would be. And Amonitory, what about you?
He was aiming at me the whole time.
Looks like it's going to be a case of... Oh, that's so much tourism. Yeah, I just noticed that, the plus 12 tourism from those. That's a lot. All those Van Gogh pieces are definitely a good bit, though, so let's do this. We get more value by poaching off a Mandatory and then getting set up here, because we can actually get the and the reason is because we can get theming out of it. So we'll do this.
Better this
There we go.
malefactor to
Global
the
warming
jag.
mitigation, that helps us as well. Go here. Another 6 tier. That's beautiful. I think this might actually be the best rock band I've ever had in Civ. Holy crap, dude. That's been... I've gotten like 4 or 5 6 stars. Like, no, I've gotten like 4 6 stars. Like 3 5 stars or 4 5 stars. And a bunch of like decent quality ones in between. That's beautiful, dude. I'm not complaining. I will take that. I have never had one that's this successful before, and I'm happy for it. We have a ton more culture output than all the other civs. That is good. You can see here, we definitely, next turn, it'll pop up with more. So we're in a good spot there. While we're at it, we're going to go ahead and go back to this city here. Where was it? Right here, Senna.
I think there's just a sniper on site. Where's
And actually get started on Renaissance walls. Let's see, can I get that done in time? No. Okay, that's fine. Actually, let's not even waste time on that. We'll just go into that. I'm not too worried about Renaissance walls at this point. We will do Broadcast Center. Can't get that going. Buy another Broadcast Center. Buy another Broadcast Center. Again, I'm just mass buying Broadcast Centers. Besides the fact it's giving me a good amount of culture, it's also opening up more places for me to buy music, essentially, from the other opponents. And it's just going to be a good way for us to get even more utility out of it, which is really what we want. Like, that's another Broadcast Center.
There's a guy with a sword coming away.
Not worried about that city. Don't really need that, so we're fine. We're close to 7 population. Once it gets 7 population, I could probably consider building another theater square if I want. I may consider one of the other things. I might just do a theater square. We'll see. And the rest of this looks good.
That's nice.
Is that a full... That is another... That's right. That's another fully built theater square. Alright, Shaka, time to take your music.
They focused us down because it's a good start. But they suck, so.
It's down to 70. 66. He has uranium. That's not good because that means he could make power plants. It's a lot of power. No, that's fine. I don't like to give that much gold away, but I'm fine with giving the gold away because that's going to give me a lot more tourism. We have 4 envoys as well. We could plug some envoys in. That would be good there. That would give us some more. You know what? I am going to use the containment card. There it is. 378 gold. I'm fine with losing some gold. Actually, this is better to lose. I can lose that. That's not as good, and this is a good one. So, okay. We're at 1200 per turn. That's excellent. What we're gonna do here is, let's see here. That's 1, 2, 3. Susan T. There we go. 1257. So that's even better. Our science went up even more. And that'll give us 2. We'll have to work on that one. It's going to take a while to get to that, but at least we'll have some tempo to work with, so that's good. And we have too many other places. Ah, that's right. Washington, gain sources is now active. We're going to go ahead and just go into some of this stuff here. Just get some other boosts and stuff going. Nothing really concerning or anything. It's just more stuff I want to work on eventually. And Theater Square is right here. Theater Square festivals, potentially a theater square there, and another one there. So there's 3 theater squares left in her empire. That's good for me. I go back to the culture tab. Yeah, so we're definitely going to get a lot of tempo out of this turn as well. Here we go. So let's look for Hallyu. I think it's this one normally. There it is. Cultural hegemony. That's the one it's always in. We're going to go for Hallyu. First priority, rock venues can be able to have any promotion available. We will take the glam rock promotion right away. So that way the next like 3 or 4 of them that we could buy, we could just essentially buy them for a fairly decent price, but we could buy them with the good upgrades right away and all goes directly to Shaka right away. That's going to be a great way to supercharge our push here. That said, he ended up, you know, kind of reconverting back in loyalty, so that's fine. That's not really a problem for me. Not ideal, but don't really care too much. We were able to get the trade routes over this way anyways, so that's fine. Medieval walls. Renaissance walls won't be complete in time. Let's see here. If we start, I think if we start on them, we can technically finish them. But if we don't start on them, you can't get value out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and just put a turn of investment into all the cities. This will also allow me to confirm that theory. The city already has full walls. Just invest a little bit into that. There we go. Just investing a few turns into that. Mandatory sensors, rock music. That's what I mean. It's basically once the AI do that, it's pretty bad. It becomes kind of a
Bolt
problem.
actions.
Where did it? Oh, you pushed me all the way over there. Oh, you are evil.
Hey, no, she's a flamethrower guy.
Of all places for me to get pushed, that pushes me into the literal worst tile. Oh, dude, come on.
Just watch out.
That's really crappy. I actually can't move that tile now. That unit's actually locked there. Dude, that's such an unfortunate thing for the AI to just happen to come across. That's a lucky thing, because it just randomly chooses it, and that just chose that. That's fine. We're going to be getting steel soon. It's also going to give us lumber mill improvements, so that's not too bad. Yeah, the previous wall improvements become obsolete. That's only because if they don't get started on being built. If you start building, you can still complete it, but if you haven't started it, you won't be able to build it at all. So that's why I'm just going ahead and getting that going amongst all of our cities, because that'll just be a way for us to get that tempo. Denounce once again. Okay. Man, that's really annoying. I'm actually locked in place. I really can't move that. I just have to wait for that to expand, basically. Yeah, this is the only tile that this city hasn't expanded into, and that's why it moved me into that, which is the literal worst place. I would never have thought about that being a possibility. I guess that's what happened. That's wild. That looks good. Somebody had a failed rock band event. Radiant Dust Storm. That city's losing loyalty. Interesting. By a good amount, apparently. Well, eventually, when this gets out of that spot, I could actually go back to going all the way around and just continue on doing more, you know, more tourism output, which would be ideal, but I'm blocked over right now from doing that, which is unfortunate. There we go. So we're actually doing pretty well. 599. So, dude, we have absolutely skyrocketed in the amount of tourism that we have, so we're doing very well there. Science-wise, aha, so Shaka has not researched nanotech. That's good to know. And has not launched the Mars colony, so they're not as far as we think they could be. We're in a good spot though, so we can definitely still very much win this from a culture victory. We could totally win this. We just have to continue working at this. I just have to look at these every now and then. This is beautiful, this area. I always love looking at these yields. It's just pretty. Almost at 7 population. Okay.
I didn't think that, I thought I could place like multiple zip lines. I guess, like...
That's a bit expensive. Alright. We'll go through this turn. What the heck? God, I had to take my headset off. Sorry about that. I was not ready for that. I'm gonna turn that down. Was it sound effects? Holy crap, that was loud.
The best steel. Ah, my
There's steel. And you can see how in these cities we actually are able to work on it still. That's really the main thing, is that a lot of our cities will just be able to continue working on that. Even if we can't build the final version of walls in a lot of these cities, at least we have the best version available, which is what we want. That's just giving us good yields for tourism. Yeah, 1258 per turn. 220 right now. Need to push towards Shaka, so we can now actually get set up here. So this is what we want to do. Is we will take a look at great people. Portrait pieces. It's not bad. It's not bad. I could live without this. Because if we take this off, what we're going to do is we are going to get all you. Put that on. Going to bring us down a little bit. 1130 out of instead of 1153. I mean, it's not a good loss, but again, the benefit that's going to be better is we're going to have this.
You guys did. That's awesome.
We'll be able to buy 2 more. Rock bands are going to be the main thing. There we go.
Okay, there's a guy here.
And those 4 should pretty much put us in a very advanced position. We'll take Future Civic just for the push here. It's not really going to mean too much for us, but it's just kind of stuff at this point. Just filler.
There you go.
I have to wait till this to expand. Mexico City. That's not good. Somebody's neutralized that. Yeah, we're going to have to save some envoys for that.
Okay, there's just a guy running around in our spawn, and he's rezzing the guy in our spawn below us.
There's Glam Rock. Again, you always want to try to get Glam Rock if you can. It's the best one that you can get, really. I mean, without argument, it's pretty much like the best one you can get. There we go. Now we're going to make our way over here, and we're just going to absolutely dump our presence into this area. For now, though, I would like to say this is the perfect stopping point for this episode. We have gotten a lot of work done. We have definitely made inroads towards the culture victory in a period of about 30-something turns. We've definitely now become a much more prominent force here. We have some spies being developed. We have 1 spy on the way to Shaka that's going to eventually get started soon for working on disrupting the rocketry, which is good. And Monitory, we did have a setback at the very end here that a Monitory basically set up censorship. And then, of course, of all places for it to go, it goes into the one tile that I cannot move out of, so I'm basically locked in that. But I will say that this right here, Cold Spiders, has been the best rock band I have ever used in all of my time playing Civilization 6. My 950 hours playing this game, this is by far the best. I have never had so many very highly successful runs with it. I've gone through an entire civilization, like a massive civilization and a half, and gotten like almost nothing but 5 and 6 stars, which is insane. So that being said, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video and this live stream, I'd like to ask you to hit that like button, comment more, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Speed Demon out.
Okay, they're all EMP, they're all EMP.